My grandma turned 88 this year, which is really old and therefore impressive. And usually we have this like really big family dinner and we all get together and my mom makes food, but I couldn't this year because I'm at school. And so instead my mom just like sent me a bunch of photos of all the food that she made and all the side dishes and like one big family photo of everyone around the table, and it was really cute. And my cousin was in it. And it reminded me of this conversation that I had with my cousin about how I couldn't understand why American children stereotypically didn't like vegetables, because in my culture, or like at least when I was growing up, every vegetable was tolerable and in every single meal that we ever ate. So yeah, I don't know. And then I remarked that maybe it was because our ancestors kind of just like plucked and ate whatever grew in the meadow. And she responded with, yeah, weeds. This is what weeds look like, by the way. And this is the same cousin who shops at Whole Foods for her fair trade, small batch, organic, artisan, whatever. Eats pasta more than rice, thinks it's a burden when my mother or our grandmother pack her leftovers, and I couldn't get it out of my head that she called our food weeds. I mean, this is what's served at my college dining hall. Physicist and environmentalist Vandana Shiva wrote this great article about the commons, which is this idea that air, water, and food are all things that Earth provides to all of its inhabitants. And in her words, we care and we share for the Earth and each other. This means to me that we basically take and we replenish. We make sure that we know that the Earth is a part of us all. And we make beautiful of what is so graciously given to us. It's primarily whiteness and colonial influences that are so deeply embedded in all of us that have led us to disconnect and diminish our own histories and the significance of the ecological, as it obviously has for my cousin. Our food is not weeds. It is evidence that my people and the commons were once in harmony. This is all just to say that the commons have been enclosed by climate change, completely depleted. The resources that I always took for granted are unequally distributed and have deviated from the system of care that our Earth is designed for. The commons have been enclosed within ourselves as well. And using them in a sustainable way requires a complete shift in the way our economy and our hierarchies are set up. Humanity isn't the cause for climate change. Injustice, greed, and denial are. I want people to take this video just as an invitation to reflect on your identity as a person on Earth. I thought a lot about what I was going to say in this video. Despite my cousin, I decided to write a poem. Hi Jen, if you're watching this, you were the inspiration and the catalyst for this entire project. But in all seriousness, it's more to honor my grandma. So, here goes. I remember holding her hand and taking the taxi to the Korean grocery store. I first learned what plastic meant because it was wrapping the packages, cold variants of our home food. This shiny thing covering the smells of something ancient, for it's true our people just ate what grew in the meadow. Grass as soft as hair, I had a vision of my grandma's grandma tying me to her back with a blanket, at a time I was still milk-chubby and new. Somehow I remembered this in the chilly aisles of the grocery store. This faceless grandma plucking leaves from the ground, and her grandma joins in, and her grandma, and her ma, and hers, and mine, and yours. I remember a chill down my spine, and I couldn't believe the whole time I rolled around in this dying earth, my skin prickling in protest of dry California lawns refusing manicure, and dandelion seeds sticking to the inside of my shirt. Do I want to come home with me? Was that my wish? Somewhere in me the ancient remembered. The wind would blow, the sun would rise, before turning to smell and sight and the rest of what we think we remember. And the grass would move, soft as hair.